Hey superhero fans, it's FitNerd. If you're enjoying our super content, then hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you can stay updated on the superhero world. Hello super fans, it is FitNerd from Superheroes Ultimate, and today we will be talking about Avengers Infinity War. So this video is the spoiler review, so we will be talking about everything possible that I could think of. Saw the movie twice, so yes, this is your final warning. Spoilers, 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 okay? So if you haven't seen the movie yet, just hit the like button, subscribe, and watch this video later after you've seen the movie. So without further ado, let's talk about the movie. Alright, where in the hell should I even begin with this movie? I actually have a bunch of notes because there's quite a bit to talk about from what we've seen in the other movies in the past 10 years and most recently in the last few movies, which is Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, what was the previous one before that? I can't even think of it. Doctor Strange, I think it was. Okay, so all these, well, there's been 18 films. They're all directly connected to the event that has happened. Well, not the event itself, but in some way or shape or form, we've been introduced to certain characters, and these characters now we have their origins, we know their stories. We've grown quite attached to some of them. And yes, there are plenty of people that die in this freaking movie, and I will not be talking about that until the very end of this video, so stay tuned for that. The first thing that I do want to talk about is one of the fan theories that a lot of people were talking about before, was the Soul Stone and where it actually was. So a lot of the fan theories, one of the fan theories that I talked in the previous video was about the Iron Man connection to the Soul Stone because of a poster that came out for marketing, and okay, that was debunked because Iron Man clearly had nothing to do with it. Helmdall, freaking Thor's best friend, a lot of people thought that he had the Soul Stone. That was thrown out the window. Who else was associated with the Soul Stone? Oh, one of the other ones that was associated with it was the Soul Stone in Wakanda? Did Black Panther have the Soul Stone hidden away? Clearly that was not the case either. So one of the things that Marvel has been very good with in the last couple of years is how to mislead us, okay? Because even we've seen in trailers and we think we see some Easter eggs here and there, and then us fans come up with theories of what's going to happen, and they have been very good at misguiding us, okay? This movie definitely misguided a lot of theories out the freaking window. That Soul Stone, I did not see any connection in how they did it, and that was with Gamora. Of all the freaking people that had a connection to the Soul Stone, I honestly kept on thinking that it would be Adam Warlock in some way, shape, or form, even if he doesn't show up, at least some type of association with it. So there was none, and you know what? I'm cool with it. The way they did it, I'm cool with it. You know, they adapted a different type of way of doing this, how to introduce the Soul Stone. They didn't really go too in depth, and I'm sure a lot of people are still confused about what the Soul Stone is. And I do recommend I'm looking up the character of Adam Warlock in order to understand the Soul Stone a little bit more. That was kind of one of my pet peeves, is that they didn't really explain too much on what the Soul Stone really does, except that it's powerful, and it's powerful with the other gems, or in this case they call them stones. So yeah, that I kind of have a pet peeve with, but I'm still cool with it. I'm cool with the story, I'm cool with the movie. One other thing that was debunked is, will Logan be cameoing in it? Will Wolverine just pop his claws out and just stab, you know, Thanos in the face or something, or just come out of nowhere? Or, you know, we see like Doctor Strange just like warp up somewhere and they're talking to like the X-Men or something. Yeah, the X-Men weren't involved at all. I know the whole Fox deal thing has just occurred, and everybody's high hopes was on Logan appearing on there for some little tiny cameo. Even if it was for like 5 seconds, I would have like jumped out of my seat. But yep, that did not happen. Following that, we also had the Iron Spider suit. This wasn't really so much of an Easter egg or a surprise. It's just I wanted to actually see the damn suit. That I did want to, you know, they introduced it at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, and we saw the suit and it looked badass. I freaking love the damn suit. I mean, cosplayers have been going left and right, you know, cosplaying this suit. But now we got the full effect in this movie, and that is freaking awesome. Okay, this suit is awesome. They showed many of abilities that it can do. He popped out his freaking, you know, his legs and stuff, and just started whooping ass left and right. You know, that fight with Thanos, holy shit, that was so epic. That was just like straight out of the comics. It was awesome. Not that it happened in the comics, but to see the way superheroes fight, or you know, the way that they showed the teamwork of all the superheroes fighting in certain scenes, and epic, dude. This was one of my theories, and I even put it up on IG on superheroes _ ultimate, and I said that Thanos is way stronger than Hulk, okay? Or at least he is as strong as the Hulk, or can be as strong as the Hulk. But in this movie, Hulk got his ass handed to him. I mean, he just got bitched, and I was totally right about it. So I'm so ecstatic about that they showed that Thanos is not a pushover. Thanos has some serious power, and he just mopped the floor with Hulk. I mean, Hulk came in, he did his 1-2, and you know, we all thought, ooh, he's gonna do some damage, and then Thanos just came up and said, oh, that's it. He just brushed it off and just gave him an ass whooping. And that was actually the last that we saw of the Hulk in the entire freaking movie, you know, except for the no, you know, parts. And yeah, I mean, he's traumatized. He got some serious freaking mental issues after fighting Thanos. He got his ass handed to him, and he does not want to come back out for nothing. So, which brings me to the next fan theory, which is, was it the Hulk in the Hulkbuster suit? And it just so happens, technically everyone was right on that one. It was Bruce Banner that ended up being on the Hulk. And another point towards this is that in many of the posters and the marketing stuff and the promos, and one of the trailers that we saw, we see Captain America, Scarlet, what's her name? No, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, and Black Panther, and they're all just running in Wakanda, going right into battle, and who's right behind them? The Incredible freaking Hulk. The Hulk is right there. Guess what? That scene didn't freaking happen. So, misleading bastards. The Hulk was not in that scene. Technically he was not there. It was Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster suit. So, great job on that, Marvel. I mean, screw you guys, because I was ticked off, because I don't like not knowing things, but yeah, that was awesome. You know what? Keep doing it, because it keeps us fans guessing. It keeps it original. It keeps us surprised. Damn, there was a lot of surprises in this movie, and a lot of questions were answered, and we have a lot of new freaking questions that need to be answered in the second part. Which brings me up to the Scarlet Witch and Vision, the love scenario between them. Now, a lot of you may not know, or if you're comic book fans, everybody knows that Scarlet Witch and Vision were a thing. They are a thing in the comics. They've always been a thing. They've even been pointing it out with some freaking paprika scene that, you know, they were kind of in a weird, not knowing how to flirt type of way, flirting. So, you know, they basically just like, here you go, fans. We confirm it. Yes, it's true. They are a thing. It is official. They are a freaking thing. Okay, and there was a 4-piece saga solo series, the original one. I think there's a second volume also on it, on Scarlet Witch and Vision having a relationship. And even when Scarlet Witch and Vision, I think Vision dies in one of them, which is what caused the House of M, where, you know, Scarlet Witch just loses her shit and warps all of reality, which a lot of people may not know, that she doesn't need a freaking reality stone to fuck up reality. Okay, she can actually just, she's so powerful that she got rid of all of the mutants, or at least didn't get rid of them, but took away all of the mutant abilities except for a few hundred of them in the world. So, you know, if you haven't read House of M, freaking read it, because it's a really good freaking read. Yeah, that's freaking epic. So yeah, they're an item. And of course they showed some other love relationships. You know, we saw Iron Man and Pepper Potts. We know that Pepper Potts was pissed off at Tony, you know, in Iron Man 3, and we didn't even see her in Civil War. And then we saw her cameo, kind of cameo. She was at the very end of the movie of Spider-Man Homecoming, and that he was going to propose to her, and that was confirmed because that did happen. Now we know that they got, you know, officially engaged, and, you know, they're gonna get married and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. A lot of romance in this movie, kind of. I'd say there's a lot of romance, because I mean, we always saw in Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy in this movie, we are also confirmed on the love of, you know, Star-Lord and Gamora. So that's okay. Also, it works. I didn't really care actually that much, honestly, except for the one I really cared about was Vision and Scarlet Witch, which they did focus on a little bit more. But yeah, that's cool. I mean, in the last two movies they showed, you know, Star-Lord is totally after her tail the whole time. In Volume 2 we know that he has sexual attraction to Gamora. So we know that was gonna happen, I guess you could say. So, I mean, that was pretty cool. So we had love and romance, we had story, and I love the fact that throughout all these movies, we haven't gotten much about Thanos. So if you don't know about Thanos, they did put a lot of origin backstory to Thanos in this movie. You know, how he basically just loves to freaking mess up the universe. He goes to planet, killing, you know, massive amount of people, just mass genocide, and it's always half of the planet. And his mass goal, I mean, if you've read the comics, his goal has always been to eradicate at least half the universe, because he wants to prove to Death that he can do this for her as a kind of like a reward type of thing. Like, look, I killed everyone for you because this is how much I love you. This part I didn't get. I think the way they kind of interpreted, you know, the love aspect or his obsession, not much of it was actually thrown in the mix with him in love with Death. Not, at least, you know, the entity of Death, which I think they really should have done more. But I guess if you're new to comics, or not really, you know, just coming from the movies of, you know, fan of the movies, then I could understand, you know, alright, maybe it would be too much and people just wouldn't get it. But they did interpret like, oh, he really cares about Gamora, his daughter. Not really his daughter, but he just basically kidnapped her and murdered her whole freaking race, half of her race. And just like, yeah, I love you so much, you know, in a fatherly, psychopathic way, not in the lovey-dovey, you know, Death way, like the way he loves Death. Because, okay, the mofo loves Death. He's got some problems. He's got some damn problems. He loves Death, literally Death, and I wish they actually would have shown more of that. Which a lot of people had theories that it might have been Hela, but clearly it wasn't Hela, because Thor states that, well, he had to kill his sister and she's pretty much dead, so she's gone. Fight scenes, were freaking epic. I definitely love how they did all the fight scenes. Whoa, they were freaking fight scenes, and it's from beginning to end, and it wasn't an entire movie of just fight scenes. One of my concerns was that they were going to put so many superheroes in one movie and it would be so complicated and messy, and it wasn't complicated and messy. They just did it right, you know. They really portioned everything in a very good way, that it wasn't patchy, except when they floated around into different sections of the universe. I think that was a little tiny bit patchy, but it works. Listen, it works. The way they did it, it worked. All the hype about it, it was completely worth the wait. Okay, they've been working on this for 10 years, and every single movie you've seen that it's gotten better and better and better. And this one definitely takes a cake. It was freaking good. Fight scenes were immaculate, and they weren't just a whole movie of fight scenes. We had story, we had some drama, and then suddenly a fight scene, and then we went back to the drama, and that shock factor of fans left and right, just going, holy shit, did they really? Oh, cool. You know, there was a lot of scenes like that in this movie, and that is so cool for a superhero movie to just mess with your head like that. Who dies?
Excellent. Everybody dies.
Dude.
Not everybody. No. Is that?
Okay. A lot of people, including myself, I suspected that at least Iron Man or Captain America or both will die in this movie. And honestly, at some points in the movie, when, Iron Man got that stab wound right in, I thought he was a goner. That was it. Like, and that was emotional, and it was great. And then they effed with my head again. And guess what? He didn't freaking die. He's actually one of the ones that survives at the end. And then Cap, which in the comics, I remember he got his neck just broken by Thanos, and they did kind of show that because he grabbed him. He just grabbed his freaking Infinity Gauntlet, and then Thanos just grabs him, bitch slaps him, and just knocks his ass out. I thought that was the moment when he broke his damn neck and killed Cap with that one super punch. Clearly that was not the case. Hawkeye and Ant-Man, everybody thought that they weren't going to be in, that they weren't in all the promos or commercials or anything because they are going to die in the movie. Guess what? They didn't have anything to do with the damn movie. So again, Marvel throwing us throwing us a wrench. Like, God damn it, we were wrong. Turns out they're alive and well, and they had nothing to do with this movie. Nothing. Not a damn thing. It does confirm that Ant-Man is going to be previous to Infinity War. In the trailers for Ant-Man and Wasp, we clearly see that the world is not in rubble, because if Thanos came to Earth, the Earth is going to feel it. It's going to be news all over the place, and there's going to be shit fucked up. So that clearly wasn't the case. So we know that Ant-Man and Wasp is going to be previously to the events of Infinity War, which means hopefully they're alive. Vision. This is one of the things that I did speak about before. I thought in the I think it's in the comics, there was one scene, I know he either rips it out of his chest or he actually just like goes into his head, but they did it very awesome to the comic source. And again, with the freaking twists and turns left and right, god damn it. We had Scarlet Witch kill Vision, because she was the only one that can break an Infinity Stone, which I think is actually kind of an Easter egg, that Scarlet Witch can destroy the Infinity Stones. She's powerful enough to actually destroy the damn thing. Maybe that'll pay off in the second movie. So Iron Man didn't die, and Ant-Man and Clint are both still very alive. Vision does get the freaking Mind Stone ripped out of his damn head. Sorry for going back and forth, but Thanos does just, he does this time thing after Scarlet Witch killed his ass and just put him back together, and then just reached into his head and ripped it right out, and it was a gruesome death, and it was freaking epic. I'm sorry, Vision. I love Vision, but that was a gruesome freaking death, and it was just like in the comics. That's how he's supposed to go. Thanos just gives him a gruesome ass death to get that freaking stone. So that happened. Loki dies. Let's take a moment of silence for that. Loki's dead. And he's legit dead. They kill him right off. I kind of saw that coming, but I wasn't sure. And then I saw the movie, and then I was in that roller coaster again with emotions like, holy crap, they just killed Loki. What? Yeah, Loki freaking dies. And alright, let's get to the deaths. So, if you guys are familiar with this comic right here, ta-da! The Infinity Gauntlet. A lot of you guys know, and gals, know the significance behind the finger snap. When he did the finger snap, he wiped out half of life in the universe. Yeah, Thanos wipes out half the damn universe. He succeeded on his mission of mass genocide, the biggest genocide you could possibly think of. He destroyed half the universe, and part of that is half the Earth. And half the Earth means half of the superheroes. And half of the superheroes means ton of superheroes just died, okay? So yeah, that was an emotional roller coaster when the first one we see, and they start us off soft, you know, like, you know, another fan theory that was thrown out the window is that we thought that either Bucky or Sam Wilson will be the next Captain America. No, that ain't happened. Instead, they kept Cap alive and they killed Bucky. So they messed us up there. He was the first one to just like wither up and die. No more Bucky. And then after Bucky, you see okay and Black Panther, and you're like, oh, people are starting to fade. I know what's happening here. People are gonna fade right now because they're just dying because Thanos did this and wiped out half the freaking universe, and it's got to be one or the other. And I'm like, oh, it can't be Black Panther because no, yeah, another shock factor. Everybody's crapping their pants when they see Black Panther. I mean, okay, but he's got to come back because we know he has a sequel coming up, so superheroes don't ever stay dead. Now, for future questions is which superheroes are going to stay dead? That's one of my biggest questions. If you guys actually think some of them are not coming back, or you guys think you know which one's gonna come back, comment below. I want to hear some of you guys' opinions on who's gonna come back and who's just gonna stay dead. One of the biggest shock factors of who they killed, but we definitely think he's gonna come back because he has a freaking sequel, is Spider-Man. But the way he went out, performance, you know, you gotta stand up and applaud because the way he went, man, that was freaking sad. That was so sad. That was touching. That almost got a tear in my eye, but it wasn't close enough because we know he has a sequel. Yeah, everyone freaking dies, which leads me into the credit scene. So the final credit scene, we see Nick Fury, which, you know, we all know that everybody is dying. We see Nick Fury, we see another agent, and we see them, you know, going on with their day, doing what SHIELD people do, which is covert stuff and protect the planet, of course. And then we notice that everyone is starting to die out all around them, so we're like, oh crap, okay, so this is where they're going to show, you know, something. They're going to show someone or introduce someone or something that we don't know. Because at this point I'm pretty done with guessing crap and getting it wrong. yeah, we start seeing the Asian fade. We're like, okay, they can't get rid of Nick Fury because Nick Fury has to be a part of the second movie somehow. And crap on me again, Marvel. You freaking killed Nick Fury. But it kind of confirmed some of the stuff that has already been we've been waiting for, which is the introduction of Captain Marvel. And lo and behold, we quote his famous Samuel L. Jackson quote, and it was epic the way he went, because it was perfect. He had like a really high-tech pager. For some reason it was a freaking pager, but I'm okay with it because it looked really techy, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't a normal pager. And then he drops it as he's dying, and then we zoom in and we see the logo, the emblem of Captain Marvel. So that was the connection, direct connection to the movie of Captain Marvel. So we know next up is Captain Marvel. We know she's going to be involved in the next Avengers movie, which I am not sure, you know, if it's true that they're going to name it Avengers Endgame. If they do, I mean, there was a scene where Doctor Strange, you know, speaks to Tony, and he's handing over the freaking time stone to Thanos, and he's like, here, no games, take the time stone and just F everything up. And then he looks at Tony while he's vanishing because he murdered everyone. He looks at Tony, he says, Tony, there was no other way. Because in the previous scene we see that he's doing his time thing. He looks in the future, he looked at a 14 million possibilities which outcome the Avengers win, and he said 1. So it's very much possible that this is the one, and it had to play out this way because Doctor Strange looks at Tony and says, now we're in the end game. And then poof, no more Doctor Strange. He's out, he's done, he's gone. Alright, so now we're left with a handful of freaking superheroes. You know, Iron Man's still there, Cap is still there, we were totally wrong. Damn it! And Hulk was a, you know, he just punked the whole damn movie. We didn't see him at all. He got his ass kicked and got some screen time, and you know, I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine. They made it work because we had a lot of other superheroes anyways, and he was there in a Hulkbuster suit, so we still got more Hulkbuster. That scene with Wakanda was freaking epic. And talk about superhero freaking landings, man. Thor coming into Wakanda. Baddest freaking scene of baddest entrance, baddest superhero entrance I have seen by far is him just coming through with the Stormbreaker and just killing like 50 freaking bad guys at once. Most badass scene of the whole movie. People were just like, whoa, yeah, that exciting, like, shit, yeah, he's gonna whoop everybody's ass, and he did whoop everybody's ass, actually. And we get the new version of Thor, you know, the older, stronger version of Thor that we see in the comics and some of the Ultimate comics. Freaking epic, just freaking epic. That is so freaking cool. And him and Groot, and the dynamic between Groot and his bunny, which is Rocket. He keeps on calling him Bunny. Or Rabbit. What is it? Yeah, Rabbit. That was freaking awesome. That was awesome. Showing the creation of the Stormbreaker, and God, there's so much in this damn movie. I saw it twice, okay? I had to wait to do this spoiler review until I saw it at least twice, because it's true. The first time you see it, you have all these mixed emotions and adrenaline, and you may miss a couple of things because you're so excited just to see a bunch of superheroes whoop some serious ass. And see the, you know, them taking on Thanos and taking on the Black Order, and just like, ooh, you know. And then the second time, you know, like I said before in my last non-spoiler video, this movie is a good repeat watch movie. It's like Black Panther. Most people didn't think that you could watch Black Panther more than once, and you damn well could. You can go and watch Black Panther, you know, 3, 4, 5 times because it's just so freaking awesome to view. It's just awesome to watch and rich in story. This one does differ in the way that it's an emotional freaking roller coaster. You don't know what the hell to expect out of this movie. You know, it's a roller coaster. It's just, your emotions are left and right. Like, you don't know if you should be confused, angry, or sad, or happy, or, you know, a lot of the movie was actually, they had very good balance between humor and drama, and Jesus, this movie had freaking everything, man. Come to think of it, it had everything. I saw it twice, and the second time I was able to digest a lot more of what had happened, and I saw a couple more things that I probably missed in the first time. And I still am gonna go see it again, so I go break it down again, and I'll, you know, on the next one I'll get, you know, my one of my friends to actually jump in on this and convo and get some of his views on things. If you liked what you heard here, if you like what you see, and you like some of my channel, hit the subscribe button right below. Comment below on some of the things that, and as far as who do you think is gonna survive, who do you think is coming back, who else do you think might die, and who's gonna die permanently. So I mean, there's tons of new questions, and the ending of, you know, Thanos, you know, what do you think that's gonna lead to? You know, which comic book do you think they're gonna go with? As far as, you know, we saw a lot of the Jim Starlin stuff, obviously, and we saw that that was the core source material that they used, and I loved it because they showed Thanos. There's going to be some hardcore Thanos fans now after this, and it is fabulous, man. Go watch this movie. I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Get your ass up. Go get another ticket. I mean, go watch it again. This is Fit Nerd, over and out.
3, 2, 1,